Hey there guys, it's Jeff here with At Properties, and on today's episode of Chicago Real Estate with the Young Lee Group, we're going to be going over the 5 mistakes to avoid on the closing day. So number 1 is skipping the final walkthrough. It might save you a little bit of time, but you need to go back to the property and make sure it's in the same great shape that you saw it last time and that you agreed upon for it to be. Want to make sure no one's broken in there, nothing's changed with the property, and it's still good to go for closing, because once you sign off, whatever's there is yours, so let's make sure it's right. Number 2 is change in credit status. This actually happens a lot before closings. You might buy a new car or buy a lot of furniture that you're going to put into that house. That can actually change your debt to income, lower your credit, and then you might not be able to close on the house anymore because they can't verify your mortgage. So wait until after you sign all the paperwork and get the keys to buy a new car or buy some furniture for that great home. Number 3 is verifying items in the house. So a lot of times before closing, you agree that they keep the bed, they keep the table. So when you go back to the house in that final walkthrough, you want to make sure the items agreed upon are still in that house, or on the other side, that they got rid of all of their items and didn't leave you with a bunch of their personal items that you just don't want to deal with because you're going to be putting your own stuff in the house and you want a nice blank slate. Number 4 is how to deal with the funds to close. This is a big issue, and there are a lot of problems that can happen with the funds that go to closing. There's a lot of wire fraud out there, so when you transfer large amounts of money, you want to verify with the bank and the lender that you are sending the wire to the right location and that you don't make a mistake on that, because that is a horrible way to lose a lot of money. Also at closing, you can't just bring a personal check and hope that works. You have to get verified funds. You need a certified check from your bank, and we want to do that the day before, because trying to figure that out on the day of closing can be very difficult. So you want to get that done before and make sure you have the right amount ready to go to close. And lastly, number 5, bring your ID. You have to prove you are who you are. You can have a driver's license, a state ID, even your passport, but something with your name, your birthday, all your information. Make sure it's up to date. So those are the 5 biggest mistakes to avoid during closing. You do all of these things correctly, you're going to get your keys, you're going to get a nice house from me, and it's going to be a great, happy day. But if you have any questions about buying or selling, please reach out to me. I want to be your resource for all things real estate related. Jeff with At Properties and the Young Lee Group. Come at you next week with another great video.